feature to have. Alright, okay. Alright, so you know what? I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. Shall we get it started?
Let's do it!
Okay.
go.
So the officials, right. So the hosts today are, right, Katie?
Katie, Bacon Shake. Hey.
Yes. Hello everyone. And Christoph, me, over here. And we've got Kyle on board as well.
Yo.
And we'll be focusing mainly on that today. So, do we have a first question actually? Has anyone laid those out?
I think the first question should be, have you guys been playing any games lately, aside from all the awesome Godot Wild Jam games?
Oh yeah, let's start with this. I've played through all the games. Have you?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
No. Right. What about you, Kyle?
I haven't played any of the Jam games.
No.
Actually, I played one, which was the fracking game, which was pretty fun. I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna look.
Frack it, right?
Yeah, frack it. Oh, it's actually quite fun. It's really good. It really exploits the one-button mechanic.
Yeah. I really enjoy the games where people use just one mechanic. That was actually very, very interesting to see.
But other than the Jam, I've been playing Xenonauts, which is like a remake of XCOM.
All right. What about you, Katie?
I have been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Okay. Nice.
Just something easy and quick I can pick up and play for 15 minutes and then leave. So
I actually heard that the multiplayer on Overwatch is quite brutal. You know, you need to be quite good to enjoy the game. Is that right?
I mean, if you're playing in ranked, yeah. Otherwise, if you just do quick play, no one cares. You know.
Oh, okay. And is the matchmaking system quite reliable? As in, you don't get matched with a pro if you're starting out.
It depends on how you group. So if you play by alone, then you should be okay. However, if you get a group together of 6, then you're more likely to get placed against higher level people. I think, in my experience. So I never group with anybody. I'm a lone wolf in this game.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And I wanted to mention from the only games I've played recently are the Godot Wild games, I must confess, and my games, the ones I'm working on as well. But there was one game there called Rogue Waste.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that one really stood out to me. It was because it was so fun. There was something about, all you do is just you walk around, you kill zombies, but there was loot. Right, you can pick up ammo or health from the corpses of the zombies and from trash that you find.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and just that little element of finding something, or perhaps finding something, because sometimes you looked and found nothing, and just that little thing, it made the game so much more fun. That was really nice. So far, that game's been my favorite.
Very cool.
Right on. And the man with a rocket. Is that the game you guys mentioned about, Frag It? Was that?
Frack it.
Yeah.
I think it was just called Frack It, right? Or
Frack It, really? Ah, yeah, Frack It. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I got them mixed up. Absolutely. Yeah, the mechanic of Frack It was new, wasn't it? I like that.
I'm excited to try them out.
Definitely. Oh, and there will be a stream, won't there? Have you guys...
I'm quite happy with the amount of browser games we've got here, because you and me, Christoph, we were talking about taking on HTML5 as the new Flash, weren't we?
Yeah, it's got that potential. It really does.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
Especially with engines taking it up as export option.
And also, Edge has been, making good use of it as well. If you try launching a game that doesn't have your platform, but it's got if you've got the standalone app Edge, And if you try launching a game that doesn't officially support your platform, but it does support HTML5, it will launch a small browser window for you for that game and play
Oh,
that.
that's awesome.
Mm,
I didn't
it
know
is.
that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been so useful. And I must thank. I think it was Dalton 5000. I think he put together a collection of all the games of Godot Wild Jam #5. And if you're using the application, each application, you can easily just one click download them all, and you've got them all in one place, ready to be played. That was
Nice.
yeah. That makes your life very easy and very smooth. Right
All
on.
right.
Mm, mm,
So, moving right along,
yes.
let's talk about Kyle.
Kyle, you're here. Hello.
Oh, hi.
When
Right.
did you start using the Godot engine?
Oh God, probably a year ago. Not long before I actually met Christoph in that jam.
And
Yeah,
yeah, sorry.
Godot versus Unity versus Unreal jam, I think it was.
Yeah, the
Yes.
terrible logo. Do you guys remember that jam had it's not very pleasant to look at.
Yeah, I think I met you guys in the second one
Yep.
because yeah, I entered in the first one, and that was my first time actually making a full game in Godot, the AI Wild and Free, and yeah, it was me kind of stress testing the Godot mixing test bit, which wasn't really a thing as such at that point. It was kind of in its prototype stage.
It was, and that first game, I remember playing it and thinking that was a, considering that was your very first attempt, that was actually really cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
yeah, I'd been trying out Godot for a few months at that point, but I'd never like actually committed to any idea
Okay,
fully
okay,
at that point.
right.
And I'd been using GameMaker a lot before that, GameMaker Studio too.
Gotcha. And here's something interesting that I'd like to add, that Kyle, you were officially my very first disappointment with Godot. Because I
What?
remember, yeah, yeah, I remember joining the Unity versus Godot versus Unreal #2, taking a look at the entries for the first one, and I was there thinking, all right, this guy made a game for the first one, and it's going to be so fun competing against him. And the moment I join is the very moment that I get an invitation from you, going, oh, hey man, let's team up. And I was like, you're all right, we could team up, but I was so looking forward to, competing against you. And he goes, no, I'll do the music, you do the art, it'll be great.
And it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That was the story of Roman Ravenous.
That people are still downloading.
I
It
can't
still
believe
amazes
that.
me. Yeah.
The weird audio glitch that, oh, I don't know what causes it.
Mm. And sometimes it crashes, sometimes it doesn't. It's quite a fun journey.
Yeah, and on Mac it doesn't work at all.
Perfect. Perfect. It's the real experience, rather.
Yeah, that's my main gripe really with the mixing desk, that it doesn't work on Mac.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. It's very unpredictable on Mac.
Yeah, I would try it out on a Mac, but I don't have one. So all I have is like the horror stories from you, where like the music is playing just fine, and then a sound plays unrelated, and everything just.
Yeah, and it's not even any sort of a sound. It's always a sound effect. It's never the beginning of a song. It's always just when a sound effect sort of plays, and it's weird. And sometimes all you need to do is just tweak an effect with the buses, with the audio buses, and boom, it works. Just
So
different
I
vibe.
don't know. I think maybe Godot's audio just doesn't agree with Mac at the moment.
It could be, yeah. Right on.
So,
Mhm.
sorry guys.
No, please, please.
I was just gonna ask, Kyle, tell us about your last project.
My last project?
Yeah, that you either did by yourself or with a group or the plug-in, whichever you want.
Oh, well, there's that Code Alpha game I've been working on, the stealth game with light RPG elements that I really need to develop. Yeah, that's coming along all right. It's just the graphics, you know. I need to I need to really work on the graphics, and I did develop a whole new function for the mixing desk to work with that game, the bind to parameter function, which you can use to modulate the volume of any audio track within a song based on a parameter within the game. So, like distance or the awareness of an enemy, which is what it's used for in
Wow.
that game.
All right. That's really something. And now that you've started talking about it, because this will be available online, I'd love for you to describe Mixing Desk. I really think that it's just not enough many people know about it. Not enough of them use it, although it could be used because it's got all these amazing functions. So yeah.
Well, the mixing desk is basically me bringing the functions of Fmod and Wise, which are professional audio middleware softwares for games, bringing it to Godot in a free format so you can do procedural sound design by playing random sounds within a random container or playing an array of sounds in order or a random order or grouping different sounds together based on different parameters, and that's just for the sound. And you can also scatter, which is one of Fmod's like flagship functions. Uh, what that does is it takes a sound or a group of sounds and it plays them at random delays and at random pitches. So you can take like say a bird tweeting
Ooh.
and just make that into a whole cloud of birds tweeting
Hmm.
by playing the calling the play
Oh,
sound
that's
scatter.
awesome.
Yeah,
And
and for
mhm.
music, the mixing desk for music, you kind of do adaptive soundtracks for a game. So there are two main kinds of doing that. There's the vertical remixing, which is bringing different tracks in or taking different tracks out. One way of doing that is the function I mentioned, bind to parameter. And there's the fade in, fade out, and fade all tracks above, fade all tracks below. Those are the vertical kinds. And then the horizontal resequencing, that's just changing from one track to another, but on a bar or on a beat, so it flows musically.
All right. And it is to my understanding that you have function calls for all of these, simple function
All of
calls.
these, yeah.
Wow, yeah. That's lovely, isn't
So
it?
to
And
change song, you literally just call the function Q bar transition or Q beat transition, and it'll change to the next whatever song you specify.
Mm, mm.
now, the coolest part about this is that it's available as a Godot plugin, right?
Indeed. On the asset library, you can search for it within the Godot engine on the asset library tab, or just go to godotengine.org/assetlib, I think it is.
Nice, nice. What what sort of a feeling is it when you see your own add-on on the official Godot library of add-ons?
Well, I'm just really glad I can actually get it to a stage where it is possible, you know,
Hmm.
to be used that widely, because uh, to begin with, it was all like only really knowable to me because I'd made it in such a way. I was still getting used to Godot and programming in GD script at that time. So it was really unoptimized at first. I never would have dreamed that I could get it to a stage where I could give it to someone else and say, you can use that easily.
Oh
But
yeah.
now, yeah, I've made it completely modular and, there are nodes, the song nodes
Hmm.
and the music mixing desk nodes within the plugin. So you can just drop that in there, drop songs underneath it, and people can use it just like that.
Mm, mm.
It's a good feeling to just to know that something I'm passionate about, adaptive music, I've made that possible for other people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I suppose you really need some rock solid resolve because by doing this you make the code available, don't you? It,
Yeah,
yeah,
fully available.
yeah, yeah. I've got several projects where the comments are a bit too. Well, yeah, I'm not sure people would enjoy reading those, but they help me move around the project.
Yeah, I did comment like every function in the mixing desk. Yes, regression. It's a talk.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I commented all the functions, so it's just completely plain to see what each of the function does.
Yeah.
And of course, I documented it all, which took some time and patience, and I hate doing that kind of thing.
Is it kind of scary to have, I don't know, your work out there? I mean, obviously you're excited about it, but I don't know. Are you worried or excited about feedback?
I'm excited. I just want people to use it and to know, just to value that that the audio really is important in a game. I know it sounds a little petty, but a lot of people don't realize that. And though the bus system and the audio nodes, they have certain functions where you can manipulate the audio, it just doesn't go quite as far as you'd want if you want to systematize your audio, like to make it procedural or to make music adaptive. If you wanted to do that like out of the box in Godot, you would just be playing a full song by itself and then skipping not on a bar or just instantly, and it doesn't sound right.
Is that what inspired you to make it, or just the limited capabilities in Godot, or what?
Actually, it's the other way around. I was inspired by the Godot's bus system.
Wow.
That's what drew me towards Godot in the first place.
Oh, nice.
Because no other engine really pays that attention to audio.
Oh,
so I knew that there were capabilities there, and I wanted to build on that. And you're right, Regression. Red Dead does adaptive music brilliantly, and GTA 5. Rockstar have actually come around to that. They didn't in the past. They just had radio in their games, but they've actually implemented an adaptive soundtrack which changes with the actions. And it's stuff like that which inspires me to do music in games.
Sweet.
I guess we should also mention that the reference to regression is we have asked, we're doing this live, and we've asked members of our community to submit questions while we do this talk to get those interested.
Oh yes, there they are. And now I can just hear how everyone's just waiting for what Regression's typing. It's like, let's hear that question.
I think it's awesome. I love that people are here interested, listening, and want to know more. So
yeah, Regression here, for whoever's watching this video later on, is saying that Rockstar games have top-notch soundtracks, which is true. They have well-composed soundtracks, but it isn't until recently that they've had well-integrated soundtracks, in my opinion.
All right. Are you an avid gamer of Rockstar games?
I've followed their work since I was a kid, yeah.
Does anyone here remember GTA 1?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
I love how when you died in the game, it went, oh!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I will never forget how, although it was 2D, you could still jump with the car and you knew you were jumping. You knew you were up in the air. Oh, that was sweet.
So, Kyle...
Oh, yes.
Oh,
carry on.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say, What do you plan to add? Do you plan to add any more to the mixing desk, or do you have another idea as far as plugins that you want to try, or what do you plan to do next?
I do think that more could be done with the mixing desk. There is a good base level of features there, and as I've mentioned, the music one can easily switch between tracks and remix tracks on the fly. But I think I'd wait for demand, or for people to ask for those features, because we're getting into more specific cases where people might want to wait for a specific bar to change song, or only change on a specific beat. But I'd have to know people wanted that if I wanted to implement that.
Fair enough. It looks like you have another question too from John. It says,
The
"What, in
worst
your opinion,
implemented
is the
soundtrack.
worst implemented soundtrack in a game, and why?"
Brilliant question.
I agree. Great
Love that.
question.
It's a good question. It's hard to say the worst, But any case really where the soundtrack just immediately changes on a fly without actually waiting for musical moments really is a horrible implementation. None actually sticks out in my mind.
It's actually a very good sign.
I guess that's disappointing.
Yeah, I was waiting for a specific example of where it was
Oh,
just
Mick
bad.
Gordon's work on Doom is amazing. Yeah, that's true, John. But the way this battle music just fades away, because when you're in a professional studio like that, you can be using Wise, or you can be using Fmod, or coding your own audio engine to just play an ending segment. And that's what a game like Doom does, Sage. It actually chops up the soundtrack into little phrases, and it randomizes the phrases within a framework, so that, as Mick calls them, verse segments play when you're just running around shooting, and chorus segments play when you get up and close and personal, which is what they want you to do, so they encourage it with these extra intense segments in the hand-to-hand fights.
That's amazing.
Yes, I watched his GDC talk. It's amazing.
Mick Gordon's, you mean? About
Yeah.
Doom?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
You really know your stuff, Kyle.
Mixing Desk can do that, by the way.
Nice little plug there. Well, since we do have people who are listening in the Godot Wild Jam community, what's your number one tip to give to them?
Oh, my number one tip. It's when it comes to music, use stems. Use stems.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Stems is individual tracks for each instrument or subgroup of instruments. So, like, you'll have one audio track for drums, one audio track for bass, one audio track. You can individually change the volume on our voices by right-clicking. Yeah, so you'll want a stem for drums, stem for bass, stem for guitar, whatever groups of instruments you want to use individually. So you can fade a certain thing in or a certain thing out depending on mood. But then again, it can depend on the game you're making. But if you want music to reflect your game, you're going to want it to move with the game. So you can do this vertically or horizontally by changing the track. Changing which track is playing, or by changing which tracks are currently audible. That's for music. And for sound, well, repetitive sounds can get annoying very fast. Think of, like, the first Resident Evil, where there's only 2 different footstep samples. So it's all the time. A simple thing you can do in Godot is to use the randomized pitch. So that will make it different every time it's played. And you can also randomize volume. So you can completely alter the texture, the tone of a sound on the fly just with a little bit of code. So that's pitch and volume.
Awesome.
And you can also choose a random sound within a group and also do this randomizing, and you've got essentially infinite capabilities with just a few samples.
Mm-hmm.
And layering sounds in the actual sound design phase is also quite important because you can combine samples in such a way that, like, you can give character to a sound where it wouldn't be otherwise with just one sound. So, like, they do this in films as well. There's an example in E.T., where the government vehicles are driving up and you've got the sound of a tiger underneath it. So it automatically feels scary. You don't quite notice the tiger, it blends in with the engine, but you've got that fear element there because the kids are running away from these government folks.
Wow, I did not realize that.
Little subtle things like that can add mood into a game or into a film.
Mm.
And it can be done in a comedic way, because I saw an example as well of, I don't even know what film it is, but I saw this at university. There's a clip where there's a fireman in this comedy film going upstairs, and like a door blows open and he flies across the room, but it plays like a sound of like a snake, but it's in such a way with the movement that it's just funny. So the fire like blows a plank out, and it goes shh, and he like recoils from it.
Nice.
So, which do you do first, Kyle? Do you work on music in a project, or do you work on sounds?
That actually, I don't have a specific order each time. It's whatever I want to do first in that particular project. Like, it, you know, yeah, it just depends by game because sometimes I want to experiment with mechanics first, and then I'll just like put in placeholder sounds and then go to it later. Sometimes, like, I'll go to a game and my first inspiration will be how it wants to sound. So there's no really no set way I do it.
All right. I was just curious since you talked about the difference between the two.
Yeah.
A question that comes to mind, you've obviously been using Godot for quite a while. You've made the add-on. You've been tinkering with the engine. Is there something that you do that you'd wish you knew earlier? Is there a little hidden button that you found? Is there a workflow that you found after months of using it that has really helped your life?
To do with audio, I mean.
Yes, or in general Godot as well, of course.
Well, there's the fact that you actually can change bus volume with code, which I didn't realize before.
Ah, okay.
And you can change bus effect through code. So you can add reverb and filter and stuff on the fly. That's something I only discovered recently.
Oh, that's awesome. So you can add in effects on the fly
And remove
with
them
code.
and change them. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
That's something I've been trying to do with just with code before, and which I actually still am in the mixing desk just to make things a little simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a randomized pitch audio sample that you can use. And yeah, I'd been randomizing pitch via code for a long time before I noticed that.
Oh, right. And that's in Godot. That's not in your add-on, but that's already in Godot.
Yeah, that's already in Godot, but my add-on does it via code as well.
Gotcha.
So with the sound containers you put in, it takes the actual volume and pitch, what's on it when the game begins, and then it randomizes around that.
Right on.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions, do you, Christoph? Or
Yeah, I would just like to, there's. I'm always curious about the passion behind it all. Uh, I just want to ask Kyle: has
Hmm?
music always been a passion of yours?
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was 14 and piano about a year after that.
All right.
I've been songwriting ever since.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I went to study music. And while I was there at college and uni, I found that I also loved just messing around with the sounds that I was recording. So I
Mm.
got into sound design as well.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And one day, some random dude on the internet asked me to do some music and sound for his animation he was doing for university. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I realized I liked doing sound and music for a specific purpose.
Oh, nice.
And then I got into doing it for games.
All right. And when was this actually? When was your first game project?
Uh, about 4 years ago, maybe.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, someone contacted me via email that found my SoundCloud,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted some music and sound.
Thank God for SoundCloud.
They
that's
needed.
awesome.
Oh, I remember. It was called Cube 3D. Yeah, that was
Oh.
when I first started using Reaper. That was why I first started using Reaper.
Reaper. Amazing software, that.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I've been racking my brains trying to think of something chill enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, one of our guys just regression wanted to put some music on.
Yep, yep. And hopefully he does. Right on. Regarding this, that's all the questions I had as well. Do we have a next section, Katie?
I don't think so. I think
No.
really everything that I was going to cover and that you were going to cover is
Mm-hmm.
good. Any last questions from the community?
We shall see. And while they are asking, I would like to. I've been actually quite curious about the recent developments with you, Katie. You've been doing some exciting stuff. You started writing for an indie magazine, was it?
It's an indie website
Mm-hmm.
called Loading Indie, and I'm a freelance writer there. So it seems to be a new site, new project that's trying to kick itself off.
Awesome.
But I love games and I love writing, so it seemed like something fun to do.
Well, your writing skills, they are great, no doubt about that.
Thank you.
And how did you get to it? Did they find you? Did you find them? How did that happen?
Kind of half and half actually. So there's a game jam that we as a community, the Godot Wild Jam community, is going to be a partner in, and it is the Games Factory Jam. I have to find
Mm-hmm.
the name, but they messaged me and asked me if we wanted to be a partner, and I said yes, we'd love to be a partner. So our logo um, is on their itch page, which I cannot find, of course, right now.
No worries.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but they invited me to their server so that we could talk about this jam and everything. And someone in their server was like, "Hey, I've made this site. If you're interested, please contact me."
Oh,
And that
nice.
it was just kind of happy accident.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So that's how that got to be.
Yeah, which has
Mm-hmm.
been pretty awesome. So
Ah, can imagine.
it's even actually paid.
Finally, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's called Games Factory Jam, the 10th Creative Games Jam. Um,
Mm-hmm. How often does it run?
uh, I don't know, but I believe this is their last one, and they have all kinds of partners: CrowdForge, us,
Mm-hmm.
indie game jams, um, Soda Can Studio, and some other people. And then they have prizes and themes and
Right.
streamers.
Right.
So they're just kind of throwing everything into it. It seems.
Awesome. Now I see that we got a question for Kyle. Kyle, what's your favorite music genre?
Ooh.
It's a toss up. It definitely is. I've got a few. I've got a few favorite genres, and I like them all for different reasons. I really love progressive rock and progressive metal, and even they offer different reasons. Like progressive rock can just get so intricate and really deep, really strange textures with the sound design. Even with just guitars and drums, they get really creative. Bands like Pink Floyd and Rush and King Crimson, and then with progressive metal, it gets so much heavier than other kinds of metal, and I just love to bang along with the with the intricacies of it. So it is as complex as progressive rock, but it goes in a completely different direction. And then on the other side of things, I really love like electro house and complextro because because of the kind of the sound designs on the synths and the audio warping they do on the samples and the really strange things they do with everything else. And I like ambient music too because of the soundscapes and the interesting harmonies they get with the.
You just like it all.
Yeah, I like it all, man. I love music in general. I even like romantic, classical, jazz, blues. Man, I can't nail it down.
Well, how about the other way around? Is there a music genre that you do not like, that you just can't bring yourself to listen to?
I don't know.
All right.
There are some really esoteric types of D&B that I don't understand.
Right.
Like wonky. Have you heard wonky?
No, I haven't.
Well,
just the name
it's what
sounds
the name
great.
suggests.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
Regression says he likes, or she, I don't know, heavy metal.
Oh, and does not like reggae.
Huh.
All right.
Reggaeton.
Oh, right,
That's a
reggaeton.
specific kind.
Okay. You know what? This is a revelation to me. I thought they were both one and the same. So, actually, thank you. I had no idea reggae and reggaeton were two different things.
Me neither. I've learned a lot today.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
Kyle, thank you for being here for this first Wildcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. It really has.
It has.
Yeah. So, as this sort of like a final message, I'd like to say that definitely check out the add-on that Kyle put on the Godot Asset Store. Also, if you're interested, read up on what Katie's been up to. She's under the nickname of Bacon Shake there. The news site that does reviews of indie games. Now, do correct me if I say anything which is not right.
My actual name is on there, so it is
Okay.
Katie Baker.
Okay, fantastic. So definitely do some reading up on that because it could be a very nice place to get your game written about.
Yes, any updated jam games. I have already been announcing that if people are still working on their jam games, send them my way.
All right. Oh, and as
I think I'll send all my games that way then.
oh boy, there'll be a large amount of money coming in for Katie. Right.
Thank God.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And one last thing that I'd like to also add. is, we saw that many people were still downloading Roaming Revenues, which baffled us, interested us, and finally pushed us in the direction of revisiting the game a little bit. So there will be an update.
Yes.
That'll be pretty interesting.
I'm excited and a little scared.
Yeah, God knows where this is going to lead us. All right. Yeah, so also a thank you from me, Kyle.
Thank you, Serge.
Ooh, awesome. Oh yeah, there will be John Wick 3, won't there? I just I saw I think I saw a mention of a trailer somewhere yesterday.
Yes. Yep.
Ooh.
It was floating around.
This is like the unpopular opinion moment where I think Equalizer 1 was better than John Wick 1. Where I thought, for me, John Wick 1 was too emotional, but Equalizer, he was calm. He knew what he was going to do. But everybody loved John Wick much more, so yeah, all right.
I love it.
I never happened to any of the John.
Me neither, Kyle. Me neither.
Oh no.
I'm a little late on that one.
Oh yeah. Well, you have the advantage of getting to enjoy it for the first time. Many people already have, and they never will experience that feeling again. So it's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So when's our next one going to be, guys? Do we want to include that as well?
I'd love to. I'm not against having this as a weekly thing.
A weekly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a lot more T-shirts.
Oh yeah, the first batch of T-shirts has been sent, and we are.
I meant something totally else, but carry on.
What? Well,
Yeah, we couldn't hear that bit, Kyle.
Yeah.
I meant something totally else, but carry on.
Oh yeah, no, but you reminded me that there was a link there. So the first batch of these Godot Wild T-shirts has been sent, and I expect the T-shirt pictures to be popping up as soon as people get them.
Oh
so
man,
Absolutely. I will promise one from myself.
Awesome.
I'm hoping that I can take it to the Global Game Jam, but we'll see. I don't know how long it'll take to get here.
Well, we'll see.
But-
I mean, last time I sent something to the USA from Europe, it took 5 or 6 days.
Okay, yeah, sweet. Yeah. Nah, the Global Game Jam's next weekend, and I'd love to wear it for the event that I'm going to.
Yeah. So I would say there's a good chance that you'll get a T-shirt by then, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So about the Wildcast, what do you guys think?
I think it's been fun.
Awesome. And about so does a weekly event sound good to you?
All right, why not?
What the hell?
Oh, right. Awesome. Awesome. So same time next week?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Fantastic.
It was good to me.
Perfect. So we'll be here again. We'll be here again next week, same time as today. That's 6 p.m. USD. I always get lost with these time zones.
UTC.
UTC.
0. Yeah, UTC.
Okay.
I like to say GMT. It means the same thing.
At that time. All right. So be sure to tune in. And if you didn't get to listen to this one because it didn't suit your time, you'll be able to find it online. We'll send links afterwards.
Absolutely. Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Winged Adventure has given us a great message to sign off on.
Oh.
Winged Adventure has played and rated all the games they could. Thanks us all for submitting such awesome ideas and had amazing fun.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, the games this time around, they have been very fun. Really enjoyed playing them.
Yes, I've been really excited to see people's progression in the jam. People who have participated, 2-3 times already. You can definitely see the skill level is increasing.
Yeah. And a shout out to our amazing community. It's so awesome that the people that have gathered in Godot Wild, they have stayed, and there's a lot of support a lot of good ideas.